Yes, guys, what's going on? I'm Adam McKola. He is Dean. We are back. It's been about 2-3 weeks since we last did a video, and it was before the Newcastle victory when we kind of felt like it could be potentially time up for Jose Mourinho. Jose Mourinho is still Manchester United manager. How long that's going to be, it remains to be seen. Hopefully, it's for the foreseeable future. We win every single game coming up and then go on to win the league, but that might not happen. Anyway, we're not talking about Jose Mourinho today because we are bored of that conversation. And if we need to discuss that, we'll do it at a later point. Today, we're talking about the players whose time could be up at Manchester United. There are 11 players whose contracts expire in the summer. Now, there is a little bit of an asterisk to this. There's a few where we could increase their contracts by 12 months by triggering a clause. But that doesn't apply to everyone, and most of them will be in contract negotiations. Here's Dean. Dean, what's going on? Sorry, wrong time to come to you.
Obviously, international break, and so why? Man, I ain't really been focused on football. Like I didn't even know England was playing yesterday, for example. Because when United ain't playing, I ain't really. There's nothing going on in it. But
Yeah.
So I've just been chilling.
But it came at the wrong time for Manchester United, the international break. Probably because we won a game and we kind of built... That kind of victory can build up some momentum and positivity in the team. Even though we know the win, like if you take the full 90 minutes, it wasn't perfect. Like, it came at a time, United kind of lost that momentum now. And the running after this break is fucking crazy. So it's just been nice to have a break from it all, really, which is weird as a Man United fan. I used to hate international breaks. How bad is that?
Yeah, I still hate international breaks. Like I said, I didn't even watch the game yesterday, but yeah, obviously, what's
some good football played. Marcus Rashford got a goal and an assist away from home against Spain. That's not bad at all.
Yeah, but from what I understand, Spain still had chances. It's one, obviously, fair play to them, but obviously, as a United fan, it's like what he bring, like what our players kind of bring back, if you like, and it's. Obviously, it was good for Rashford to get some confidence scoring. Obviously, it sounded like he had a good game. Hopefully, he can just bring that back to you.
Lukaku scoring again as well. 2 goals for him. Stretching his lead at the top. It's weird with Lukaku because whenever he goes away, comes back, he always scores goals, comes back, and then he's just lacking that confidence. So, you can't say it's a fitness thing because he looks fine for Belgium. So, it's a weird one. Fingers crossed he's back in form against his former club.
Yeah, well, hopefully, I think he needs to get back on the goal trail. I think he should be dropped. I think he's played. For me, he's been a bit awful in the last few games. I think he kind of warrants the chance for someone else to have a goal. Personally, that's what I think. But again, I think he always starts under Mourinho, so I can't imagine anything changing, to be honest.
Now, looking at the list of players that could potentially leave: David De Gea, Phil Jones, Chris Smalling, Luke Shaw, Ashley Young, Matteo Darmian, Andreas Pereira, Antonio Valencia, Juan Mata, Ander Herrera, and Anthony Martial. 11 players. Now, when you look at them, you think David De Gea, Luke Shaw, Chris Smalling, Ashley Young, Antonio Valencia, Mata, Martial. 7 of those players feature quite regularly for the manager. The other 4 have featured frequently. Pereira coming into the first team this season, not featured much, but he's been on the fringes. So all of these players hold a big stake at Manchester United. Now, for some of them, it may be the perfect time for them to leave. But we're going to go through each player individually and say keep or bin, keep or let go, whatever. And we'll just go through it from there. We'll take into consideration some of you guys in the comments as well. So keep your comments coming through as and when we discuss players. You guys just let us know in the comments and I'll read a few of those out. I can already see Liam in the comments, Asha, Robin, Danish, Lee, Yakub, Hakeem. Loads of people in the comments, Elias as well. So thank you for all your comments so far. People talking about a potential Saudi royal family takeover rumour and all. It's bollocks probably. So let's not worry about that for now. These are things that are actually happening. First up, easy one. David De Gea, Spanish Dave. Obvious, isn't it?
10-year contract. He needs a lifetime contract at United. He does. It's a no-brainer. I think the trouble is, I I can only hope he does stay, and I think he will. But to allow him to get to a situation where he's in his last year of his contract, I think they've probably got the option for the extra year that they can probably trigger anyway. But obviously, if you're the Herrera, innit, I think he's the best keeper in Europe.
Best keeper in the world.
That's what. So basically, the best keeper in the world, and it's like he should be winning things. You know what I'm saying? I feel sorry for him at times. As sad as it sounds, as a United fan, but it's like the team don't play to his level. I don't think, and it's like he had the chance to obviously go Madrid, and it's like they won the Champions League back to back to back.
That chance is probably gone now with them signing Thibaut Courtois.
Yeah.
Especially in the immediate future, anyway. But you can understand him maybe having doubts over signing a new contract. There's the rumours at this moment in time, and the reports are the discussions are going well. Obviously, we're trying to make it happen. We're trying to make him sign a new deal. He's in discussions. The likelihood is he will sign one, but you can understand why he would be thinking, is this the right move? Obviously, financially, it would be a healthy move for him. But he needs to win trophies. Internationally, you would have thought he would have won something by now.
Yeah.
He hasn't. Spain are obviously at a position where they're trying to improve. So at club level, he needs to be winning things, and he hasn't got that big European trophy that he wants, and not enough league titles.
That's what I'm saying. I think he probably would be saying to if he is to stay. Like obviously, we need to be kind of moving in the direction of looking to win things, because he's like I say, he's sad to see. Like to be honest, like the hair if. Like I say, if he had the fax machine been working, you know what I'm saying? He'd have football Champions League medals right about now. You know what I mean? So I don't know. And again, as a player, like obviously they're all rich.
Do you think he will sign on?
I think he will, and I think, like you say, the Madrid's gone. I think he knew, and I think he didn't when the fax machine broke or whatever. That was his chance gone. And I think where else do you go in it? Like you're not gonna go Barca. Do you want to go to Bayern?
He doesn't seem to be loved in Spain either, does he?
Nah, that's the thing as well. I don't think he is. I think he is valued. Like United fans sing his name, and everyone's always kind of backed him in it. So
it's a small thing, but it can play on a player's mind, innit? If like when he's going away on international duty, he's getting hounded, and there's polls for him to not be in the team, and this, that, and the other, all sorts going on.
He has missed some.
I know that, but nevertheless, he is the best goalkeeper in the world, innit?
Yeah.
Even if he makes a mistake, all right, he's still the best goalkeeper in the world. And the fact that he doesn't get that love and affection, which maybe you can understand because he's relatively new to the Spanish team, like it can make him think like, is it the right decision? Where could he go as well? Like where could, PSG, they got Buffon. Real Madrid, they've got Courtois. Barcelona doesn't seem like a move could happen there. Like, where else could he go? Is he going to go elsewhere in the Premier League? Probably not. Like, it's...
How much would he be... Well, even if we activated his contract and then if Alisson's worth 75 mil or whatever they paid for him, like, how much is their hair worth in this day's market, really? Like, 150.
It could be a good thing, though, that his contract is up for renewal, because here you have a player that if he decided not to stay at Man United, or to say, you know what, I don't feel like the club's going in the right direction, the fans would agree with him. So we're not going to boo him and that. And like, it kind of forces the club to then say, yo, like, we have to make certain promises, because we're not going to be able to keep some of our best players purely off reputation anymore.
No, but at the same time, I think again, it's like if they can do that, I think the board can also, like, or the powers that be can, like, they can sign him. He looks like a massive winner, because he's the best keeper in the world. So it's like, and I think it will happen in it. He'll sign a long-term contract, and obviously he's kind of a statement of intent. Like, we've re-signed the best keeper in the world, and obviously he's gonna be. I'm sure when he signs his contract, he'll be the best paid goalkeeper in the world. Like
one of the best paid players, yeah.
Yeah, I think he'd be up there. Like
he should be our best paid player. He won't be, but he should be.
No, for real.
But obviously, resounding keep from us. Obviously, we hope Dave stays forever, and obviously saves forever as well. I'm not gonna bother going to the comments really about keeping him, because it's obvious. We said where could he go? A few said Juventus, some said Man City, PSG. He's never gonna go to Man City. Clubs don't say yo. As a sick comment. Right, we'll go from defenders forward. So let's go to... This is a good debate actually. Phil Jones. We'll do the Chuckle Brothers first. Phil Jones first. Now this is a good debate because look, start of last season, 10 games, 11 games in the Premier League on the spin. It was amazing. I say amazing is probably over the top. He was very good. He looked like, Phil Jones has clicked here. He's gonna, and since then it's just been the same. Some high-profile mistakes. The FA Cup final being one of them. What was it Tottenham when he sliced the ball into his own net away? Tottenham away. Remember? Yeah, Tottenham away when he sliced the ball into his own net. A lot of high-profile errors, inconsistencies with injury, etc., etc. Phil Jones now is someone that you'd think if he needs to earn a new contract, he needs to be playing. He's not playing. Do you think he will earn a contract? Do you think he should earn a contract?
I don't think. Basically, I think we need better than him. Is how I see it. But if this is Football Manager, I re-signed him in January for 18 months, and I sell him in the summer. To be honest, like just get like a small fee for a minute. Like I think he's not. If we want to be winning the league, he's not going to be like we're not going to win the league with Phil Jones at centre back. So is he good enough to be on the bench? I think, to be honest, we need to, like, some of the players just need to go. Like, they're not good enough, and I don't think he's kind of.
Matt says Phil Jones got to go, not going to be a starter, and hinders the likes of Axel and Fosu as backup.
Everyone's got this proper affection towards like Tuanzebe and Yumana, and it's like, I don't know, like are they
Is it
good
because
enough?
they haven't been given an opportunity, whereas someone like Phil Jones has continuously been given an opportunity and failed to live up to any of the expectations we have of him?
But he's got a better reputation, so it's like you are gonna go with what's kind of tried and tested, and so it's like you can't. I don't know. It's like it'd be nice if Tuanzebe got games, but it's like that's a massive gamble in reality because not all players with potential end up being sick, and it doesn't happen. So
Liquid Hill says Phil Jones wouldn't start for Burnley. I disagree. I think if Phil Jones is available, you get a lot of teams interested. I think Tottenham may be interested in him as a backup. I think below that, you're probably looking at the likes of Everton, Burnley, etc. But I still think there'd be teams in for him. But do you think maybe he needs to step down then to find himself? Because when you're injured all the time, and then you're coming into a team where the expectations are so high, is that playing a part in what we're seeing from him? Breaking down all the time and inconsistencies, and maybe he just can't live up to the pressure of Manchester United.
I think nowadays, the less players are more consistent anyway, and I just think he's an example of it. I think he had a lot of potential. I remember when I think Fergie said he was going to potential United captain.
Duncan Edwards.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, bro, where is that player?
Oh, Fergie.
Where is that player? I don't see it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just looks like a calamity at times. Obviously, you get all the memes and everything which are jokes, but it's like he plays how he looks. You know what I'm saying? It's horrible. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's not. If we want to be challenging for the title, he's not. He doesn't get into anyone else.
He's 26 now as well.
Five.
He should be about to hit his peak.
And the thing is, he's not best at feet as well. To be like, the direction we need to go in. You know what I'm saying? We need to be getting what kind of Jose said at the start is like specialists. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I just don't think he doesn't cut it for me.
Celtic Warrior says no, absolutely not. Says Free Lions. Lee says do you? Just Jerry says no one is going to buy, so it's best that we have the opportunity to release him. I think that's a fair point.
But if he's 26 and he's English players are worth a premium anyway. So to be that, even just saying that, if this is Football Manager, you're 100% sign the contracts and just sell him. Like, English players command a certain fee anyway, just because they're English and all this like homegrown quote or whatever. He's 26. Like, although he's not good enough for us, he's gonna be good enough for like you said, isn't it? Like at Everton or you know what I'm saying.
And he
says
backed Jones for a long time since the cup finals. Sorry, Phil Jones. If he never got injuries, it would have been good. Sell him.
I think sometimes, like, it's like with Walcott at Arsenal. I think like there is a point where, like, if a player don't reach his potential,
maybe it's best for you both.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like
ways.
because it's like, I don't know, like Walcott looks a bit better at Everton, like you know, or he looks like he's the main man, and it's like maybe Jones just needs to do that, and he needs to just go to a smaller club, because it's not working for him.
What about his partner in crime, Chrissy Smalling? Now, highly critical of him. I still don't think he should be first choice centre half for Manchester United in an ideal world, but we don't live in an ideal world. Eric Bailly, Victor Lindelof seem to be shot to bits at the moment for whatever reasons. You want to go into that, whatever, but they're not performing at the moment. And Chris Smalling, I don't want to say has been performing because that would seem like he's been perfect. He hasn't been perfect, but he's been the best of a bad bunch. That's fair to say, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now, does that mean he deserves to get a new contract?
For me, like, again, I don't think he's consistent enough. And again, I'm not too sure I don't think you win the league with him at centre back, to be honest. But he's the better of a bad bunch, as you say. And I think even as much as people get onto him, I think at times he's been our best defender. As mad as it sounds, like I think he can be a calamity, and it's like sometimes he has been kind of the rock at the back. Like our defense has been poor, to be honest. Like we've leaked that many goals, so like it's not like, again he's not good enough really like, for where we want to go. But as a squad player, I think you keep him because he can. And he's there. I think he can keep some of the top.
Anthony says exactly that. You keep him because he's good backup. The problem is our defence wouldn't get into any other top six side, which is a point by the by. Keep Smalling, but not as starters as Liquid Hill. Chris Smalling keep all day, says Ines. I'm really split on this one because I'm not a fan of Chris Smalling. I don't think he's great, but again, I do have to hold my hand up and say he's been the better of a bad bunch, probably for a long time. But does that warrant him staying? Can I see the board signing 3 centre halves, which if Phil Jones goes, if Chris Smalling goes, we would probably have to do. So in an ideal world, you get rid of both Smalling and Jones and you replace with better. But I don't think that will happen. And I think there's doubts over the futures of Lindelof, doubts over the futures of Bailly, doubts of the future of everyone we have at centre half. And for that reason, I think you then keep Chris Smalling, and he probably deserves it as long as he knows you're not going to be first choice, and we're aiming to improve on what we have, which is you. That needs to be the bottom line. Like, he can't be the main man, in my opinion. I would keep Smalling and get rid of Jones, based purely on performances. But last year, I would have probably said opposite.
How long of a contract would you give him?
If you can give him a 2-year extension, I'd do that.
2-year contract.
But he probably wouldn't do that.
That's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying as well. Like a player, he's like that's the mad thing about it.
Smalling is what, 28.
You know what now, isn't it?
So at this set point in his career, 28 years old, he's looking to get a 4-year contract, 5-year contract, innit? This should be his biggest contract of his career, realistically. United would probably be within their rights to say, no, we're going to keep you about the same, or something like that. So it could come to a point where Chris Smalling thinks, you know what, I'm going to go. I wouldn't mind that.
It's muck for England, isn't it? Like, you don't. It's mad how like we could potentially be keeping him. He can't even get in the England squad. You know, like
I say, in an ideal world, you get rid of both of them. But then that would leave us with Bailly, Lindelof. Who else?
You boys ones even.
Yeah, but they're out on loan. Like, who's even in the squad at the moment? Matteo
Matic and that. Totally awful at centre back.
I think we might need to keep both of them, guys.
Yeah,
we've got a net board and a net manager at the moment. We've got fucking everyone's just useless. So we're just gonna have to stick with these lot, man. I think the Chuckle Brothers might be here for a foreseeable future. How much? If how much do you think we could sell them for?
Again, I think English players just in general.
I think Jones is worth. I think Smalling's worth about 20 mil, 25 mil.
Who, Smalling? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, Smalling maybe. Arsenal would probably sign him more. You know,
they've been interested in him for a while.
That's what I'm saying. So
Rojo, sorry, I forgot about Rojo.
Oh yeah.
See, none of our
none
of our centre halves are reliable in fitness, form, perform anything, and they all seem like they need a lead next. If they got a leader next to them, if they got Rio next to them, they'd be great. If they had Vidic next to them, they'd be great. All of them. Bailly, he needs a leader next to him. Smalling, Jones, Lindelof, they all need leaders next to them. None of them have said, I'm going to be the main man here. It's such a big opportunity at this club for any of our centre halves to say, fuck all of yous, like, I'm the main man. You're not taking me out of this team. Give me that number 5 shirt. Give me the number 6 shirt. Whatever. You know what I mean? This is me. And none of them have done it.
I don't understand how Bailly hasn't done it. Like,
I know it's frustrating.
Bailly is
how much of that is down to the manager, like, as well? Like, these are like, there's lots of variables in it. I don't know,
but like, because he's so young though, it could just be like, you know what I'm saying. It could be him, but it's like he was a beast last season when he was playing, and it's like how to now look. He just looks the shell of himself. He's getting subbed after 20 minutes and that, you know what I mean? Like, he's getting mocked and that.
Right, Jones.
I'd sign him and sell him. I'd sign him and sell him just because I'm tight. This is Football Manager. I'm re-signing him and just shutting him in the summer.
What are you telling me with contract negotiation?
I'm saying, yo, we're keeping you for 18 months here. If you play well, you get an extra year.
And then after 6 months,
yeah, so I'm saying, summertime, I'll be like, bro, you're going to Burnley.
Change. They don't stay the same. Smalling.
I think you have to. Well, yeah, 2 year deal, and you got probably just keep him around, innit? Like,
yeah,
he plays when whoever else we can sign, he's just gonna have to fill in for them when they're just walkless.
I'll probably keep Smalling, let Jones go, but I wouldn't be heartbroken to see both leave. I wouldn't be heartbroken to see both stay as long as we get 2 new centre halves that play ahead of them and they're resigned to the reserves. Please, Capital One Cup duty only for them too. We got to move on anyway. So De Gea keep. Smalling kind of keep. Jones, see you later. Next up, Luke Shaw.
5-year contract.
Tend to agree with you there, and I'm glad I can say this. I'm so happy I can say this, like, because I wanted this boy to just come through and prove himself. And he's been. I'm not gonna say he's been great this season, because I don't know how much of him looking good is down to us being bad and him just playing well. But he has been one of our best players this season.
Yeah, I think he's just
him and Pogba, innit?
Yeah, at times attacking wise, he's one of our only outlets really, and I think he has. Sometimes when we are poor, he's just give us a different dimension that hasn't been there for years. Like when he was under Van Gaal, he was flying. Like he made Memphis look good. Like not otherwise, it's probably a bit unfair saying that Memphis has looked alright at Leon. Like so, I don't know, but he was good when he was under Van Gaal, and up until his injuries ruined our side. I think Van Gaal may still be in the job if Shaw stays fit. If he doesn't get that injury, Van Gaal may still be in charge of United. That's what I think. I think but obviously it sounds like a long thing now, but it's like I said at the time. I think if Luke Shaw stayed for that season, I reckon we win the league that year. But I think he was that good. Like,
he was kind of building something at that time, innit?
He offered so much going down the wing, like, but he's showing glimpses of that now. And I think obviously I've seen a couple of people say about Sandro in the comments, and it's like, I don't know, like, to me, like, Luke Shaw's got everything. I think obviously he needs to he can tighten up a bit at the back, but going
he needs
forward,
consistency. But once he has that, he has got everything.
He's rap forward. Man's just getting onto him in the summertime on about he's got a belly and all this stuff, and your man's rapid. Like,
he's got a shot as well when he unleashes it, you know.
That's the only thing that annoys me about him. For me, he don't shoot enough. Like,
remember that shot where someone slapped it off the line and we got a penalty?
Yeah.
What was that against Everton? And Zlatan scored the penalty 1-1, I think. And that was a great shot. He's had a shot that hit the bar, scored this season. Like, he could get more. I know it was his first ever goal. He could get more goals, and it'd be so. He deserves them because he gets into those areas and he's not scared to take someone on, cross it, mix it up. He does it everything. I'm liking Luke Shaw. 100% give him a new contract, and he deserves it as well. Apparently, he's going to become the best paid defender in Europe or Britain.
It wasn't obviously. I think he got a good deal when he came to United, and obviously Chelsea wanted him as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, I think
Jose was saying I'd never give money to a player that young or something at the time.
Yeah. Funny how he ends up managing him. Like
that's probably why probably. I remember you rejected me, you fat shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But obviously, they was gonna pay him. I think they offered money for him, and obviously we had to offer him good terms then. So he never took. And with a year left on his contract, like. He's in a strong position, especially now with good form. Because obviously, if he has bad form, then obviously we don't offer him as much. But he showed good form.
He needed to hit this form really to, like, that even may have been a big thing to make him knuckle down. Wow, my contract's coming up soon.
I think
is money coming through?
Yeah, no, for real. Personally, I think, I don't know if anyone else sees it, but there's certain other players you will see around the league, like when they come into the last year of the contract, they start playing sick and that. And it's obviously you become in a way stronger position. Like
Fellaini.
That's what I'm saying. Like Fellaini was raw looking. Well, he's been alright to be fair at United, but like this season he's been okay in some games. But same thing, he's been kind of poor the whole time, and then last year's contract, puts in some decent shifts.
Luke Shaw we're keeping though, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
100%. Luke Shaw's staying. Has to stay. Give him a new contract. Needs to be. Hopefully, by the next couple of years, he cements his place as the main left back in England. The future looks good for English national team. Big opportunity for him there as well to be part of something. And at United, because there's so much up for grabs at the moment at United, like even like for a manager, whether that's Mourinho or someone else, like it's such a big club. You get it right here, you are set for life. Like it's incredible. Like same thing I was saying with the centre half, just seizing the moment. So many players, Luke Shaw, this is your chance. You can either leave and end up going Everton, Spurs, these next shitty clubs. Yeah, you might win an FA Cup or something. But if you get it right at Manchester United and you spend your whole career there, the likelihood is you're winning European Cups and leagues at some point in your career. So, big opportunity for Luke Shaw as well. Luke Shaw has to stay. That's almost the defence all done. We've still got Valencia, Young and Darmian to do. Who do you want to do next?
Valencia.
It's a difficult one, isn't it? Because it's like he's been a valuable servant to the club. I think that's fair to say, isn't it?
Yeah. As you were saying that, I think you just get rid of him, but he's put in a shift for us, and like he's always kind of give his all, and it's like out of respect for him, I think you keep him, but again,
he'd be a decent squad player, especially. What I would like to see is Delors coming through, and then you have Valencia there to pick up the pieces when he's out or injured or something, or you maybe bring someone else in, and he's just a part of the squad he's about. You get me as an example? Because we've lost so many of those leaders in the dressing room. Like, I was thinking the other day, Rooney and Zlatan going, that hit us, That hit that dressing room so hard. Because even when those guys were injured, not in the team, they were around the camp. And maybe them leaving, Jose's lost a bit of control over that changing room. Because how easy it's him to go and talk to Zlatan and Rooney and them, man. Probably not as easy for him to do that with the younger lads. And that's a good connect. And I think Valencia's the same. That's probably why I would keep him as well. He's club captain. I don't think he should be playing for Manchester United. And that's probably where he would then look at and think, and that's sad, like, as a squad player, 10 appearances, 10, 15 starts a season, okay. But relying on him, no. He doesn't give enough going forward. He's not great defensively. And I think his best days are behind him. But as a squad player and as a leader and as an influence, I think, how many of those players have we got?
Yeah, I can hear that, but for me, I just don't think he's good enough. And I think the point you made about Zlatan, it's like Zlatan was like, even though he was old enough, so he had a lot of boys, it's like he could just get you out of trouble, and so it, like if we're playing rugby, he would just pull something out of the bag. And I just don't see Valencia's not a man to do that. Like so like you kind of, it's like at times Zlatan was kind of a passenger of our play, but it's like those little moments where he just, or like he would stand up, like carry us forward or whatever, or hold up the ball or do something that changes the game. It's just, I don't think that Valencia does that at all. I don't think he's not good enough defensively. He offers nothing going forward for me.
Free Line says, I love Valencia, top athlete, good servant, back up to the low as he transitions. Daniel says Tony V isn't a leader. Keep the squad players, says Jambo. Valencia's been a great servant, says Ines. And we need some maturity. Valencia, thank for the memories, but it's time to move on.
That's what I was like. Who does he get? What team does he get into in the?
I hear that.
Who plays him at right back? That's one of the reasons why he's paired, because he has been a good servant, but it's like, bro, like that's the reason why we're not challenging.
Yeah, it's true.
City got Kyle Walker at right back.
Yeah,
it's different levels, man.
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying? You can't be trying, like, again, Valencia can do a job in it.
There's rumours he's looking to move as well.
Fair play to him, innit? Them ones, like, it's like, nah, serious, innit? Like, if you you've played for United for this long. You should be able to command a high fee to go to like just go Italy or something, or I don't know, like go playing for some lower Spanish team or something, innit? But it's like you get good money. Like you can always probably come back, be an ambassador for the club or whatever, innit? Like you're not good enough for now, innit? Like, and it's like we need someone better. Challenge. If we're talking Dolo, if he's not ready, we need someone better than him. Like we need,
we need experience there, but maybe the Valencia's not it. So what are you saying, Tony?
I would just probably say to him, bro, you're gonna make a lot of money elsewhere, and this is kind of like you ain't been here. He ain't been long enough for a testimonial, has he?
10 year, 2009. So if he stays another year,
yeah.
We signed him when Ronaldo left. Remember 2009.
I was talking about that today. Like that's why again. Well, this is why we're here. You get me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, can't replace Ronnie with man like Valencia.
So we're saying
I think
Valencia's gone.
I would just let him go. Yeah, I'd just part ways.
So Valencia out, Jones out, Shaw stays, Smalling stays, De Gea stays so far. That's 5 of the 11 done. We're going to do Ashley Young and Matteo Darmian next before we move on to the midfielders and attackers. We'll try and keep it short and sweet on these two. Matteo Darmian.
I'd let him pack his bags as well, to be honest. Again, he's not good enough. Like, even as like a backup, he's not good enough. Like,
I think you know what? I respect him for when he wanted to leave. He didn't get his move, kept his head down, worked hard, did the full pre-season, played in most of the games, didn't do too badly in pre-season. Whenever he's called up, he's been not great. He's not been, awful. And I think he will want to leave. You get him off the wage bill. You replace him with someone else. We're talking about Timbo, Transabi earlier. If you want them to get a spot in the squad, then you kind of have to cut the man like Valencia and Darmian and these lot out to make room for them. Get them off the wage bill as well. That's like them 3 players there. Is a star player's contract.
Fosu Mensah should be better than Valencia right back.
And Darmian.
That's what I'm saying. So that's what's got to happen. Isn't it?
King Cake says get rid of Darmian, Valencia, Jones. You've said Valencia and Jones. Do you agree with Darmian then?
Yeah, I think he's just not good enough, man. Like, again, he's one of Van Gaal.
Most of these are Van Gaal signings or Van Gaal contracts. If you look at it, Luke Shaw came in at that time. Pereira was given a contract. Darmian was one of his signings. Valencia, Smalling, Jones and Young were given new contracts. Herrera came in. Mata was just before. De Gea got given a last new contract with Van Gaal. So they are all Van Gaal signings. Martial, Van Gaal signing. Darmian, Van Gaal signing. Time up.
Yeah, he's got to go.
Ashley Young.
He's got to go as well. Yeah. Again, good servant. You get me? Like, he's done well for United, but you're not good enough, bro.
He's won every single trophy, I think.
Yeah, like fair play to him.
No, he hasn't won the Champions League still.
Yeah, when that's gone. Like, but he's had a good career in it. Like, from being at Watford to Villa to United, he's had a good innings. And he stayed at United quite a long as well. Like, to be honest, I thought he would have gone through about 3 years ago. But
rumours linking him to America, MLS.
I think he could do. I think he still does a job in the Prem. To be honest, like for someone like, you know what I'm saying, he's experienced and he played for England in the World Cup, innit? I think you could argue he's best. Last season, best left back in the Prem. Or English.
Because Rose and Shaw were out of contention really for their clubs, isn't it?
Like, I think fair play to him, but he's not. Again, he's just not as a left back as well. Like,
Jacob says he's done.
That's what I mean.
Matt says keep him because he's good backup.
For who? Backup for who, bro? Are you confident with him going up against like Sterling, Sane, Hazard? You know what I'm saying? Who else? You know what I'm saying? In the Premier, are you confident of him at left back or right back against any decent winger? Like, this is the thing about Valencia as well. It's like you put any time we come across any decent winger, we just get exposed, man. Because our wing backs, like if we're playing them, man, you just get exposed, man. Because like at the top level, like they can't be doing it, man. Like Young's not even a left. You know what I'm saying? Young's not even a left back by trade.
I think he has to go as well.
I
think it's best for him because he can get a lucrative move for himself.
Yeah.
And it's best for us because we need to move on. I think, is it due? No, he wouldn't get a testimonial, would he? No, 8 years has been here. It's time's up. time's up.
So wrong.
So, potentially, what we said happens. Valencia, Jones, Young, Darmian could be gone. And those are players that give a lot of United fans nightmares when they see them on team sheet. Isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It would be good to be rid of that, innit? Like, I know we
We
feel sad.
Like,
I love Ashley
players,
Young. I like Ashley Young. And I like Antonio
man,
Valencia.
He's been
But
decent.
like, time.
That's someone there saying back to the Villa, and it's like I think if he went to Villa, he could tear up the Championship, like in his probably his natural position.
Get some P's as well. They got some new owners.
So I think that'd be a decent move for him. You get me? Like, but I don't know if he'd want to drop into the Championship. But
So who did we keep? De Gea and Smalling. That's it. And Shaw, sorry, yeah. De Gea, Smalling, and Shaw. I think if they stayed out of those defensive players, I'd be happy with that. We haven't done yet, and we haven't covered Andreas Pereira, Juan Mata, Ander Herrera, and Anthony Martial. We'll do Andreas Pereira first. I think this is an interesting one because I think if Mourinho's here for 2, 3 years, 4 years more, you let him go. But I think if he stays, I think a new manager could do well with him. I think he's got talent, and I think in that midfield area, there's positions up for grabs alongside Pogba. Matic coming to the end of his career.
Ruthless, yo, ruthless.
He is, isn't it? Come on, let's be real.
That's why he's been
Herrera's future's in that. You know, we've got the only player that you could say in our midfield at the moment that deserves to start every game is Pogba.
And you could argue that as well.
No, there's no arguing that.
No, because there's no one to replace him. But in terms of something, he's inconsistent.
He is inconsistent, but there's no arguing that he starts every game. So there's so much up for grabs. Pereira can play in a number of those roles. Do you keep him? Do you let him go? What happens with Andreas Pereira?
I think you keep him, innit? I think to be honest, I think how poor Matic has been, especially recently. I think how Pereira don't get a game. I don't know, because to me it's like some of these games like we're just crying out for someone who can just move the ball or just
pass the ball through the line.
Yeah, look forward, and it's like Matic don't offer that. Like to me, it's like he did offer it a bit when he first come, but it's like more he's just backwards, side to side, and it's like, and he's so like he just looks so shaky at the moment. And it's like we need someone who's decent on the ball. Like they will complement players like Pogba. Like sometimes because like the way Matic plays, he doesn't really complement.
Pogba's good when people are moving around him.
That's what I'm saying. He's a bit static.
When he picks the ball up, he's a little bit weak when man's come behind him. No, pause. He's a little bit weak there. Like, you know, needs to get in the gym a bit. But he's turning all the time, passing the ball forward, spraying it sideways but forward. And I think not enough players do that. Getting people on the move, get him in the team, man.
You can beat a man, innit? This is the main.
Especially the home games.
Yeah, and I think a lot of the times it's like, you know, if you're just passing the ball, you can play around teams, innit? But at the same time, like you need people like the best players are ones who can go past players, innit? You look at the Hazards of this league, and obviously we'll come to Martial in the mid, but it's like he's another man. It's there are few and far between players like who will just happily walk, you know, try and take on people. Pogba's one of them. That's why for me it's like Pogba is so good, is because he'll offer trying to take you on, and it's like that's another dangerous thing. It's like Pereira he's probably not got the pace to just try and just like rinse you like sort of thing, but he can turn away from you and stuff like that. He's tidy, and like I think he's kind of crying out for what we need is someone who can play around in the middle and make space for other people and bring other people into play. And I think he's young, and obviously he had a decent season I think at Valencia when he's on loan, and it's like he's played alright when he's come in. It's just I don't think we've got the results when he's played, and I think Mourinho's just a man where like he'd go, you know, if we win games with certain players, he sticks with them.
And S says keep Andreas Pereira as well, so he agrees with you. I agree with you. Out of that group of players that came through at that time, Januzaj, Pereira, Fosu, Mensah, etc. Fosu, Mensah and Pereira are my personal two favourites, and I still think they can make it at Manchester United, and I'd really like to see Pereira given a new contract. He may not see that contract out because it's a big next 12 to 18 months for him, but if things go his way, a little bit of luck, him getting his head down and playing, he could become one of our best players in the team. I think he's a baller. Get the ball at his feet, play football, and he'll play well. If we play this clumbersome, Route 1 shit football, he's not going to play well in that team, and we understand that. But if we can play football, if we can get him in the team, I think that would be great. So I want to see Andreas Pereira stay. Ander Herrera rhymes with his name, but will he stay? Interesting one. Lots of clubs will be in for him. Rumours linking him with Athletic Bilbao, Barcelona, all sorts of teams. Where will Herrera be this time next season?
I think he has to still be in the United shirt for me. It kind of baffles me how he's not a starter, because the way he kind of started his career and what he showed, I think about 18 months ago when he was just hot. Like he's just inconsistent, but he has got the ability, and he's done it in big games. Like he's, you know what I'm saying, he can do jobs as well. What he showed when Martial Hazard and stuff like he can just like he can do all. He's not just like a.
He's more often than not been good. Do you get me?
Yeah.
I think he had that period at the start of last season where he was quite bad.
But that's the thing. It's like last season I thought he would kick on from the season prior, and it's like he just didn't.
But the season prior to that, he was player of the season. He was one of our best players that season when we won the Europa League and that. So that should have brought him some credit in the manager's book to keep him in the team. He never stayed in the team. He's still here. A lot of rumours linking him with a move away. Does he stay? Does he go? Is he the kind of player we need in the team, in the midfield? Like we were saying, Matic's career could be done soon. Is Pereira going to stay? You know, this midfield, McTominay's been linked with a loan move away. We've got all these players' positions. Fred hasn't settled yet. Midfield positions up for grabs. If Herrera goes, that's another gap. Another gap. Are we really realistically looking at us buying 5, 6, 7 players in the next 12 months?
Yeah, I think I just can't, like, for me he stays. I can't see United letting him go for free, because I think someone like for free, Barca would take him. I think you know, even if he's a squad player, I think he'd probably be happy to do. From being a squad player at United essentially to being a squad player at Barca, I think he'd go. And
give him more chance of getting in the Spanish team as well.
And I think sometimes we probably don't look and.
I think we take it for granted.
That's what I'm saying. I think because he doesn't get picked for Spain, I think some people kind of underestimate how good he is, and I think at times he has been a boss in midfield. I think again he's a bit too inconsistent, and I think
some of his stats that season, Europa League season, measured up with Kante's, if not were better. He did a very good job. I think he has to stay. He's one of my favourite players in this squad.
He's one of the you know, in terms of he has half got an eye for a pass. Like it's just like for me, it's like. In the last season, he ain't showed it. Like previously, he has looked like you know what I'm saying. He can thread a ball through and stuff.
And I know we don't just give spots and shirts out based on this, but we talk about players not looking like they care for the club. We talk about players not looking like they take responsibility on the pitch. He's someone that always takes responsibility, always gives everything, and he seems to get it as well. And I know you don't just. But I think he has the quality also to say that you give him a new contract, especially with the amount of players that could be moving as well.
I just think like you can see that by the way he plays. It's like if it's 5-a-side, I think you'd want it. You know, you'd want him. Obviously, we only play 11 team, but it's like the way he plays. He's always like pedal to the metal. You know, them ones like he's always. You know what I'm saying? He's always about it, and I think. We don't he's energetic, and I think that's one thing that our team lacks is energy. Like,
NS thinks we should keep him. Hakeem says he won us the Europa League final, so I guess he thinks we should keep him. James says he's one of the only ones in the squad who plays with passion every match, possibly the leader on the pitch when given the chance. Very true. I think he is someone that's stepped up, and he's one of our most experienced players at the moment, especially if we see the likes of young Valencia. Jones, just say young Valencia Jones leave, he's one of our most experienced players, which is not someone else that is actually one of our most experienced players, been there, done that, won it all apart from the Premier League. Juan Mata, contracts coming up, scored another crucial goal against Newcastle, seemingly always underappreciated by the manager, but always in and around the team, starts a lot of games, comes off the bench a lot of times. He's left out of the squad a lot of times too. What happens with Juan Mata? Do you think it relies on whether Mourinho stays or goes? Or do you think Mourinho will want to keep him?
I just think if he... Just based on like what he produces when he plays, I think it's like a no-brainer that he does stay. And I think the club will just like inevitably keep him. I think as much as I think sometimes like with Mata, like I like him, but I just don't think he complements the way we want to play. Like because I don't think he's fast enough.
How do we want to play?
I think we want to play like personally I want to see pace in it.
Yeah.
And it's like we need to be mobile and stuff.
In the
like,
middle though, Juan Mata's a different player.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but it's like he's just for me again. I love Juan Mata and that, but for me he's a poor man's David Silva, and it's like I think he was that. I think everyone knew that when he was at Valencia, and it's like I just don't think starting wise, I don't think he starts for an arse in the top. In the top four, just based on the way he plays, because attributes wise, I think he's got it, but he's not mobile enough. He's not quick enough. He doesn't, you know, like Mourinho don't like him. You can't challenge in the air and stuff. And it's like I know these are not things that obviously he's gonna suggest it. He's part of his game, but you need to be if you're playing into the centre of the field, innit, you need to be able to defend.
He's our top goal scorer in the post-Fergie era. Him and Anthony Martial. I think Matt has got 40 actually, and I think Martial's got 38. That time. That's
the mad thing. It's like for me. It's like I don't think Mourinho wants to play him, but it's like he has to play him because when he plays, he delivers. And as sometimes it's like I don't even know how he does it, and it's like he'll just pluck something out of nothing. Like so for that, like he has kind of got a knack, like you know, for score. He's got this knack for scoring in big games. Like you can call it luck, but at the same time, it's like for me, it's kind of a skill because it's not by chance that you know what I'm saying you're consistently doing this. And
I feel sorry for Matt, you know. I feel sorry for him because more often than not he's played in a role that isn't his natural role. Like you said, he hasn't got the pace to be playing out wide. He needs to be played in the middle. He doesn't play there often enough. And whenever he does play, whether it's out wide on the right, through the middle, whatever, he comes through with goals and assists, many of them crucial. And I feel like he deserves a little bit more appreciation. Again, one of our most experienced players. Probably not a leader in the sense you'd expect, but I'd imagine he's more of a leader like in the way Ryan Giggs was, where he leads by example on the pitch by always play. Like Ryan Giggs was very quiet, but he led like on the pitch by example. Do you get me? And I think Matta's probably similar in that aspect, but I think you keep him because again his quality. He has those crucial world class moments, and he can score goals. He gets you goals. I think he's guaranteed to get you 10 plus Premier League goals. Is an experienced player in Europe and in the league, and if you let him go this quality, it makes no sense. Like when we talk about Deadwood, and people put Mata's name in there and Herrera's name in there and Martial's name in there, I'm thinking, what the fuck are you guys talking about? Because these are players that are actually quality and would bring something valuable to a team if we had the right pieces in place. But yeah, Mata for me stays all day long, all day long.
Yeah, I think you do have to keep him. Like he deserves it. Like it's mad how they've kind of let his contract.
Josh Jerry says he connects the dots.
He does. That's the thing. Like I say, for me, again, like the only way, when I say like that about Matt, it's like for example,
a lot of people took offence to you.
Yeah, okay. If you're playing FIFA or Pro or whatever you play, if you're playing as United, do you start one Mata? Because I don't think you do, because he's too slow. You know what I'm saying? I know it's just a game, but it's like it's the same kind of thing when we're playing, and I think. But at the same time, like I say, the way we like the team that we kind of go with doesn't work, innit? Like you know the players.
But then that's I think down to the manager. I think when you're looking at purely footballing wise, if we play good football, we would get a good Juan Mata. In fact, we would get a great Juan Mata. I think if we played good football around him, but we don't, and that's the frustrating thing.
The thing is, it's like I think it's because. Obviously, Mourinho kind of does play. He plays on the back foot, innit? And it's like I think if you just like you know what I'm saying. I'm not saying he do, but like you know Pogba, Mata, Pereira, say in the middle. Like that's too. He's thinking that's too open to be attacked, innit? Like that's the way he's gonna.
I don't really care what he thinks today, you know.
But in reality, I think like, you know that would like it's a lot of attacking intent there, but it's susceptible to be attacked.
I hear you. We've saved the best till last. By the way, we're keeping Mata, right? We're keeping Herrera. We're keeping Pereira. We're letting Darmian go. We're letting Jones go. We're letting Young go. We're letting Valencia go. We're keeping Shaw. We're keeping Smalling. We're keeping De Gea. And now we move on to Anthony Martial, which I'm going to let you give your opinion. On Tony Martial, do you think he stays? Like I mentioned earlier, to give a brief introduction into this one, after Juan Mata, top goal scorer in our post-Fergie era. So loads of goals for Manchester United. Again, probably saved Jose Mourinho's job against Newcastle with that goal. If you believe the rumours, of course. In and out of the team, inconsistent, but I'd say 75% of the time he's shown why we paid all that money for him, with his performances, with his goals, with his assists. The manager, we don't seem to know what's going on there, but he's started a few games recently. What's going to happen with Martial? The reports at the moment are he's set to sign a new deal, but anything can happen.
Yeah, I think obviously again you had his agent. I think came out and suggested in the summer he wanted to leave or something. Obviously there was no direct quotes, but so there is talk of him potentially leaving. But I think he has to stay. I think we paid a lot for him at the time. I think we could rise to 56 million. I think if he wins Ballon d'Or and stuff. But I think with the potential he's shown, I think he could just be such a snip. If you think of what Mbappe was sold for.
And I think because Mbappe does look like a once in a generation talent, especially at the moment. He could hit a dip and then look, different in a couple of years, of course. But when you look at Dembele's fees, for example, Coutinho, then you look at Martial, bargain there, like absolute 50 odd million.
But he's got to be consistent. If he
so far we paid 43 million for him. I think because it was 35 million down, or 30 million down, and then there was 8 million installments based on appearances and goals and Ballon d'Or and all that. And I think the goals one's been hit after 25 league goals. So we've probably paid like 43 million or something. So far,
still decent money really missed there.
We've had a good return as well, nearly 40 goals. Yeah, every season he's hit double figures apart from a season where he hit 8, Jose's first season.
Yeah, but he's still quite expensive. Like, you know what I'm saying? At the same time, he's expensive. Like, with his potential, but I don't know. Well, there is a lot of potential there. I didn't know him before we signed him. I don't know if you did.
I knew, I watched him when Monaco played Arsenal. I thought he looked good. I've seen a few other games, but I never knew much about him.
That's what I'm saying. But I think he has to stay really.
I think Martial's our most exciting talent at the club.
That's what I'm saying.
I was going to say that. I genuinely believe he's our most exciting. People obviously it's become a little bit of a. I remember we used to joke about Martial FC and that when it was funny, and then people got serious about it and started being like, "Oh, these guys think he's bigger than the club and all that." He's genuinely my favourite player because of the way he plays, what he can do, the way he can score goals. And I think his performances have shown that as well. Over the period of time, when you look at some of the goals he scored, crucial goals, Everton in the semi-final, Liverpool in his first season, in his first game, the goal more recently against Newcastle. He's scoring some crucial goals along the way. Remember that? I know we lost the game in the end, but there was 2 goals against West Ham as well that just showed his class. And I think this is a boy that's only going to get better. I think he needs a better team around him, and I think obviously, hopefully that comes. But you have to give him a contract. If we don't give him a contract, we're fucking idiots.
Yeah, I think, like I was saying earlier, when I was talking about Pereira being able to move the ball, Martial is one of the few players that we've got who again will run at play and commit players, and I think that's the one thing. That's the kind of the one thing you need in the Prem really is the players who have got the ability to just go at players, and I think Martial's got that in abundance. It's unfortunate that he doesn't get to play as much because he is again sometimes he's the only one who looks like he's going to try anything. Again, the goal that we scored against Newcastle,
the free kick came from him as well.
Yeah. But who else is doing that with Pogba? If it's not there's no one else really on his probably on that kind of wavelength. I don't even think Rashford could have. I don't think I don't think Rashford could have done that. I don't know what you think, but I don't think he's on the same level as Martial. Me personally. Like, and in terms of his creativity, I think he has to stay. But I think again, like how you were saying, like it's a big, like it's an opportunity for players to kind of seize the moment and become like, you know, like a legend. Yeah, so like the main man. You get me? It's like Martial. Obviously, I think he has to sign, but it's like, bro, you need to. You know what I'm saying? Again, like, people are gonna argue. Obviously, he's not put in the best situation to probably flourish or whatever, but. You know what I'm saying? Some of the like, top players do it regardless, you get me? Like, that's my opinion. I think, you know what I'm saying, regardless of what manager certain players are under, they perform, you know what I'm saying? Like, regardless of what system they put, they perform. And I think, obviously, he's only young, and I think
Martial last season was, first half of the season was fucking class. Got like 10 goals, 10 assists, 3 players of the months. He just needed someone to say, yo, keep going, you're the man. And I don't think he had that at the time. I hope. Like he's starting to perform, like, you know, the few times he's played this season. That's why I feel so sorry for Rashford and Martial, man. I read an interview, Andy Mitten did an interview with Paul Scholes recently, and I think he said it the best. Like, when these boys play, it's either 20 minutes when United are chasing a game, and then, or it's a start and United play awful through the whole team, and then you don't see him again for 3-4 games. How can you improve? How can you get rhythm? How can you do all that? You can't. And I kind of feel sorry for them at the time, but true say, they need to take the chances they get with both hands. Maybe the next manager will be someone that takes to them a little bit more.
So we're talking about next managers, isn't it?
Bro, it's coming soon, that is. It is, like, I don't think Jose is going to turn it around. That's why I don't want to talk about it anymore, because it's boring to me now, that discussion. I hope he turns it around. I don't think he will.
If a couple of these players turn it on, innit? You know what I'm saying? Like, just that can... Magic can breathe in it, like.
I think he deserves the pressure though, because when you look at where we are in the league and when you look at the way we've been playing is the most disappointing thing, and that comes from your manager. That the people that seem to suggest that doesn't baffle me, because what you're then saying is a manager doesn't implement a style, doesn't implement an attitude, doesn't implement whatever, when he clearly does. So, yeah, I don't know, but we'll see. Fingers crossed. Anyway, we'll have loads more content coming your way. That has been Who Stays today. Get your comments in the comments below. David De Gea, Chris Smalling, Phil Jones, Ashley Young, Luke Shaw, Matteo Darmian, Andreas Pereira, Martial, Matteo Herrera. Should they stay? Should they go? Should they sign a new deal? Should they be let go on a free? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure you're following Dean on Twitter. His @ is below, as is mine. Subscribe to Adam McKola TV. Subscribe to Straight Up as well. Links in the description. Any final words, Dean?
Yo, we need to keep it moving, innit? Like, we need to, like, a lot of this I think needs to get sorted, innit? Again, like, I know it's a whole other conversation, but people talked about the direction of the club and director of football and all this sort of stuff, and I think these are, again, like, we shouldn't, if players are staying, we need to be signing them up now. We shouldn't be letting them get, I don't know, we shouldn't be letting them get into kind of a stronger position to negotiate. We should just be signing.
Like, look at Fellaini, took the piss, bro.
But again, like, some of the players are not, because of their money in football, they're waiting for new TV deals to drop and all them sort of things there.
And some of these players might be financially better for them to sign for a club on a free, because they basically get the transfer fee.
So I'm saying, like, there's other players in the Prem that's in a similar position now.
That's why United gave Sanchez such a big fee, because there was no transfer fee. So anyway, guys, that's us done. Make sure you keep it locked. Like, comment, share. We'll be back with more. We're out.